With the Marvel Rivals BloodHunt PVE event out and so many players participating, I've seen numerous comments from commentators, community members, essentially saying that the game mode is bad because it's too difficult. Now, is that true, or are people just hard stuck because they're unwilling to learn something new? All of that and more, but first.
When he saw and he conquered, I got a slayer the concert. You know the story, the tortoise in here. You want the glory, your nose in the air. I couldn't care less about your money, phone, and your pair of shoes, and your side hose.
What's good, YouTube? Big Unk Chaos here to give you all my thoughts and opinions on the discourse surrounding the Marvel Rivals PVE BloodHunt event. Thank you all so much for all the love you've shown me on all the guides I've dropped. I've recently dropped a Jeff guide as well for those of you who want to look at it. And I think I'm going to do Blade next. So if you're interested in that, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Now, I wanted to talk today about the overall discourse surrounding the community and the lack of appreciation for this game mode. Now, I understand a lot of people appreciated the last game mode's elements of roguelite. And what I mean by that is the fact that you basically built your character each run as you played. There are a lot more cards, a lot more different mechanics when it comes to that, but now we have more consistency, more control. It's not as easy to be broken by restarting over and over until you get one good item and then the item that duplicates it 5 times. That's not easy to do. And it's impossible. So players instead have to put the time in, as well as the effort, to master their current characters, as well as unlock new abilities and skills from them, rather than just having it give it to them from the beginning. Now, on one hand of things, I can understand exactly why the community is dissatisfied by something like this. I mean, think about it. You essentially have to take the time separate from your primary goals with ranked or quick play or whatever with Rivals to give the PvE game mode a fair shake. And not only that, you need to level up each of the characters individually. Now, do I believe that it's a little excessive needing to get all of them to level 60? Sure, doing it by yourself might be a little bit rough. But when I hear people saying they're hard stuck at 75 or 50 or whatever, I gotta say that I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that most of us just don't want to put the time in. And I get it. I totally understand people's unwillingness to invest more time into a separate game mode, particularly when they're inclined more so towards ranked. But to say that this game mode is bad, it's just not true. I want you all to think about the first couple game modes you played between normal, hard, and extreme. The story it told, the enemies and bosses, the excessive amount of just maps you can play on, and the randomization factor is something that I think a lot of people have not considered. Most of the time when people are playing, they play by themselves. And I think that causes some issues because when you're playing by yourself, it's really impossible to get support, at least when you're playing in a group setting. And what I mean by that is queuing up with randoms. I've had so many games where people just hop in there, no, and I mean zero idea of what the hell they're doing. And they'll essentially expect other people to carry them. That's leading to a lot of people being exhausted and tired of the mode. They get in there, they get their teeth kicked in, and it's probably not even their fault necessarily. It could be other people's issues that caused this in the first place. Yet, despite that, we still have people who, in their heart of hearts, believe that this game mode is buns. To you people, I guess I just want to say, what are you looking for out of a game? What type of interactions are you expecting? Before, we complained that the game mode was too easy. Then we have people complaining about the fact that now it's too difficult. It was boring before, but now there's too much variance. They don't like the fact that some maps you have, I guess, a timer, and some maps you have to kill all the enemies. They say it's too inconsistent. I guess to that I'd say, what game modes have you guys played where everything was just lined out and handed to you? Half the time you hop into quick play or ranked, you got your triple DPS, you got one strategist, maybe if you're lucky. And people don't complain about that as much. They don't think that that's an issue of the player base. They isolate that to an issue of ranked in general. So why is it now that we're just overall putting all the blame on the game, the developers, and then the mode as being too difficult or too much because you can't solo it? And that's what some people have forgotten when it comes to Rivals. This is not a solo player game. This is not a solo player game. I know so many of you have it in your head you can solo, but this is not the game mode for that. If you want to have a good time in this game mode, solo, play on solo mode. Don't have it fill for teammates. Unless they are the teammates that you pick, if these are your friends, your buddies. I know some of you, hopped in here originally thinking that you'd be able to get to the 160. You see all these content creators doing it, but keep some things in mind here. There's min and maxing when it comes to this game, mode specifically. Some people who are doing that, they're not fighting all 10,000 of these vampire, zombie, monster guys. What they're doing is they're consistently resetting until they get the map time that is, the time-based one. And then they're speed running through that. They kill the enemies they can, they stay alive, and then eventually you climb through there. That's what I mean when I talk about the variance of the game. It's not something as simple as you pick it up and you can instantly win. You are expected to be able to hold your own and carry your own weight. And sometimes that means you get teammates that don't want to do their part. Another thing I wanted to talk about as far as the bosses. People are claiming the bosses are difficult. You gotta read. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You gotta read, buddy. Most of the people who play the game mode just go in there thinking you could just hit people. Again, DPS go burr. No shade, but let's be real here. Most of the people complaining, in my opinion, from what I've seen, these streamers, these content creators, one big one, he's a DPS main. Like, this is not for you. Go out and play your Spider-Man and have your fun. Leave the game mode to the rest of us. We don't need people shitting on this because they don't understand how to play. Now, for those of you who are looking for some advice, because everyone's like, well, Unc, you can say that they're wrong, but what tips you gonna give us? For starters, join my Discord. Join my Discord. I'll carry you. I'll carry all y'all. I got enough skill to do it. But also, take some time to learn. Take some time to actually learn how the builds work, how they interact, the damage implication. I mean, look at all the different factors they put into the game, the characterization, the movement, the movesets. Each character has 2 different routes they can be successful on. Hybrid forms are available. I've used a couple different hybrid forms myself, which is a mix between the 2 forms. I think that with the gear, we also have another layer of it as well, because you have something to consistently grind for. Better and better gear. These are all things that are included that made the game more impactful and gives you more control. So if you're having a bad time now, look at some guides. Check out my guides on Jeff, or heck, my Blade guide will be coming out here soon. I know I've dropped one on Squirrel Girl, and you guys love this gameplay. Look at me, I'm in the air throwing balls at them. Balls to the walls, or nut to butt as I called it. Overall, I think that this game mode is exactly what I've been wanting. I won't lie to you guys, I've been addicted. This is the Rivals that I envisioned when it first came out. This is the Marvel Rivals that gets me excited to play the games. Y'all see it all. I've been dropping guides left and right. We're working on the Blade build next. We got the Moon Knight one already done. Just gonna send that out in a couple days, let you guys feast on that Jeff one. But overall, I gotta say that I think that this is probably one of the best changes to the Marvel Rivals scene, as well as the community. And I don't care if everyone hates this game mode. I'll play it by my damn self. I'll hop in here, beat these zombies all day, because it supplies that power fantasy without having to worry about fighting against your team and the enemies. Here, the zombies might be going against me, and hell, my teammates might be hurting me, but I ain't got a Jeff throwing me off the map. I don't have a Groot locking me in the wall. No strange portal putting me a barrier up to keep me in spawn. None of that shit. Instead, I'm given the ability to have that freedom, that choice. And while there could definitely be more characters, and I think there will be, this is just the first step. People act as if ranked and all these things were figured out at the beginning, but you have to remember that they have bugs and patch notes for all these seasons. They change things up. Give them the same opportunity to do that here. Give them the chance to make something beautiful without just crapping on it. And for those of you who don't like it, it's okay to just say you're not good at it. It's okay to just not be good at something. Not everything is for you. Go back to ranked, go play Spider-Man, piss off your team, go 0-13, but leave the rest of us the hell alone. Thank y'all so much for watching. Sorry I won't really call it a crash out, but I'm definitely a little bit perturbed and annoyed by some of the community members. Anyways, if you enjoyed this, and if you do need some help, be sure to join that Discord and check out the video guides I've done so far on Squirrel Girl's multiple variations, and I'm working on Jeff's as well now. Have a great day. Thanks for watching, and tell your auntie I said hi.